The most powerful changes begin not with what we do, but with what we finally allow ourselves to see. And that is the thought for today. Welcome to 7 Good Minutes. I'm Clyde Lee Dennis. Thanks for joining me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. In today's episode of 7 Good Minutes, we talk about starting with awareness and ending with impact. Enjoy. Every meaningful change begins with a single moment of recognition. That pause when you notice something different, something that wasn't quite visible before. It's the gentle awakening that whispers, "There's another way to see this." This is where transformation lives, not in the grand gestures or dramatic revelations, but in the quiet space of awareness. By the end of this episode, you'll understand how awareness becomes the foundation for lasting impact, and why the journey from seeing clearly to acting meaningfully is the most powerful path you can walk. We often think impact requires force, requires us to push and strive and make things happen through sheer will. But the most profound changes in our lives and in the world around us begin much more quietly. They begin with awareness, with the willingness to see what is, without immediately rushing to fix or change or improve it. Awareness is not passive. It's one of the most active states we can cultivate. When we're truly aware, we're present with reality as it unfolds. We're noticing patterns we've been blind to. We're seeing connections that were always there, but somehow invisible. We're recognizing the stories we tell ourselves and the assumptions we carry without question. Think about a time when your perspective shifted dramatically. Maybe it was understanding a relationship differently, seeing your work through new eyes, or recognizing a pattern in your behavior that had been running your life. That shift didn't happen because you forced it. It happened because you became aware of something that was already true, but previously unseen. This is the magic of starting with awareness. It doesn't require you to have all the answers or know exactly what to do next. It simply asks you to see clearly, to notice what's actually happening, rather than what you think should be happening, or what you wish were happening. From this place of clear seeing, impact becomes natural, not forced, not manufactured, but organic. When we truly see a situation, when we understand the dynamics at play, when we recognize our own role and the possibilities available, right action often becomes obvious. We don't have to figure out how to make an impact. We simply respond to what we see with authenticity and care. Consider how this works in relationships. When we start with awareness, really seeing the other person, noticing our own reactions, understanding the patterns between us, we create space for genuine connection. We stop trying to change the other person or defend our position, and we start responding to what's actually happening. This awareness naturally leads to more meaningful interactions, deeper understanding, and yes, real impact on the relationship. The same principle applies to our work, our communities, our personal growth. When we begin with honest awareness of where we are, what's working, what isn't, and what's possible, we create the foundation for changes that actually matter. We stop spinning our wheels trying to force outcomes and start moving in alignment with what we see. But here's what's beautiful about this approach. The awareness itself is already impact. The moment you see clearly, something shifts. The moment you recognize a pattern, it begins to lose its unconscious hold on you. The moment you truly understand a situation, new possibilities emerge. Awareness doesn't just lead to impact, it is impact. This doesn't mean we stop there. Clear seeing naturally wants to express itself in right action. But the action that flows from awareness is different from action that comes from reaction, or assumption, or wishful thinking. It's grounded, purposeful, and aligned with what's actually needed, rather than what we think should be needed. So today, consider starting with awareness. Before you try to fix or change or improve something in your life, spend time simply seeing it clearly. Notice what's actually happening. Recognize your own patterns and reactions. Understand the full picture before you decide how to respond. Trust that this awareness is not a delay in creating impact. It's the foundation that makes real impact possible. When you start with seeing clearly, you end with acting meaningfully. And that combination of awareness and aligned action is how we create changes that truly matter, both in our own lives and in the world around us. That does it for today's episode of 7 Good Minutes. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on the platform you're listening on. Until next time, let's be civil to one another out there. Thanks for listening.